Welcome to the workout. Today we've got glutes, chest, and triceps. I'm super excited because my booty needs some lifting as usual. We're going to be working in supersets, 2 exercises put back to back together with no rest in between. And then we'll take a short rest between each superset, 2 supersets unless you want a harder workout, and then you're going to do 3 supersets. Let's get it started. So take your feet separated and let's take a big inhale up. Exhale it out, and let's do that again. So when you inhale up, I want you to really lift up. Lift up super high to the sky, exhale it out, and let's do that again. Big inhale up. Ooh, all the way up. Exhale it out, and let's come into some spinal rotation. So make sure that you really are activating and squeezing your glute as you turn away. It brings a bit more safety to your spine. What it does is it gives you a bit of a foundation for your spine to rotate around. So you really want to make sure you're squeezing that glute as you turn away. It's also really good to get the glute firing. So I want you to squeeze it hard right there, and then just let your spine rotate around so that you get some of that decompression through the base of your spine. Keep your abs drawn in, just like when we started. Draw in, lifting up to the sky. And let's do one more. Squeeze the glutes and relax. Feet together. Bend your knees, lowering your center of gravity. I want you to kind of find your balance even before you come over onto one leg. Come over onto that leg and just kind of observe what's going on. As soon as you come over to this leg, are you stable or do you immediately start wobbling? Hold for a couple of seconds. Make sure you're keeping this knee bent. You will stabilize, okay? And I've got a new challenge for you today. Keep that knee bent. Once you find that your balance stabilizes, I want you to bring your opposite leg right in front of you and hold at a 90-degree angle right here, okay? And from here, use your arms for balance as you need to. I want you to look around your space. It's gonna really throw your balance off. If this is too challenging for you, you can just let your leg be off the ground here, tapping down for balance when you need to. Bringing the knee up just makes it a little bit harder, as you can see, and it's gonna fire up that standing hip so much more. Look around your space to the degree that it throws your balance off. So if you're really balanced, I need you to look up, look down, look all around, move your eyes, move your chin, literally let your eyeballs move in space, and just try to hold your balance. This one's a challenge, especially when you've got that knee nice and high. Relax and switch sides. So what's really cool about this exercise also, let me do it this way so you can see me a little bit better. Make sure that you start first, just holding your balance, keeping your standing knee bent. Just hold your balance, let it settle in. Your whole systemic central nervous system starts to kind of catch up with the game of balance. And then once you feel a bit stable, bring that knee up, okay? Bring that knee up, let yourself settle into your balance and look around. So what I love about this positioning is you're really gonna feel it fire up this hip right here. The more you look around, the more this hip has to counter stabilize. And boy, it's a challenge. So good for the hip. This is a great way to fire up the glutes, hamstrings. So good for the muscles of the feet. Can you feel it? You're gonna feel your foot counterbalancing and grabbing with the muscles of the arch of the foot. So good for foot health. Relax. Let's take your feet separated. Let's come into some side to side. Take a look down. Make sure that your toes are pointed forward, truly parallel to each other, and come side to side. Press your hips back. If you are just getting moving here, start a little shallow on this move. And then as you feel the inner thigh start to activate and warm up, you can go a bit deeper. Sit all the way down. sitting deeply into the leg as you come over to that side, pressing into the heel of the foot that's on the ground, really reaching your hips back. Oh, it's so good to get a dynamic lengthening on your inner thigh. Such a good way to really reduce some of the muscle soreness that you might get from one of our moves today. And it just gets the glutes and hamstrings firing as well. Sit nice and deep. And let's do a couple more. And relax. From here, I want you to just keep your feet wide, turn to your left, and you may need to shorten the distance between your legs or not. Take your arms up over your head, keeping your weight centered between your feet. I want you to just gently come down and rise up. Now, this in and of itself looks and feels, well, this is basically a split squat. So you're gonna feel like, wait, this is a tough exercise. I want you to just kind of gently move through this as a preparatory move. This is gonna get us ready for a reverse lunge that we're gonna be doing in one of the supersets. And I just want this to fire you up in a split squat stance, opening up the hip and also preparing that back toe a bit to be in this position. So this is really just a preparatory warm-up move right now, even though we could do it as a strengthening exercise. One more, and relax. Let's take it to the other side. Find your distance from front to back that works for you. Rising up onto that back toe, arms up over your head, equal distance, body weight is pretty equal between your front and your back. And then you're just gonna drop down and come up, rising up super high on that back toe so that you get that activation through the foot, flexion on the toes, getting that ankle to stabilize a bit. Hip flexors getting a really nice dynamic activation and lengthening. And front glute is getting lots of love. Super long and tall. Lifting up out of your torso to get your core activated. Drawing your ab in. And let's do two more. And relax. One last move. Take a big inhale up. Exhale. Bring your hands back behind you. Interlock behind your head. And I want you to imagine if there were a wall behind you, you'd be pushing your elbows back into that wall. And I want you to push back and hold. Push back and hold. So we are isometrically contracting elbows back towards the metaphorical wall behind you, okay? Or if you literally have a wall, go for it. Press your elbows back into that wall and then relax. And let's do that again. Press back. My backup dancer is here. You can join us. I've got my backup dancer off camera. And relax. One more. There she is. This is my good friend Jill, ladies and gentlemen, joining us for the workout. And relax. Okay, let's get into the workout. Go grab a circle band. She's such a good demonstration. Good backup dancer. Okay, let me show you what we're doing first. First superset, we are down on the ground. So you're gonna start, let me get my stuff out of the way so you can see me a little better. Okay, first exercise, we are down on hands and knees. I want you to make sure that you keep a neutral, natural curvature in your lower back. So, I want you to bring your back into a rounded position. And then I want you to come into an overly arched position and see how that feels on your lower back and tailbone. Do that one more time. Come to a rounded position. Come to an arched position and feel what that feels like in your lower back. Now, find neutral. Find neutral between those two positions. From here, you're going to extend your left leg, right arm, hold, relax down, same on the other side. Okay, first exercise. Second exercise is going to be a glute bridge on your back. You can do it with or without a circle hip band. Okay, join me down on the ground. Here we go, let's begin. I want you to count out 12 repetitions on each arm or leg or side. So this is 1, and relax down. And this is 1. So you're gonna do a total of 24, but it's 12 on each side. For every exercise, you're gonna do 12 repetitions. Really extend. Now, you can have your toe tucked under like I do. It makes you more unstable. If this is too unstable for you, point your bottom foot. It gives you just a little bit more stability. It just broadens your base. And if this is totally easy for you here with that toe pointed, I want you to tuck that bottom toe. It makes it a whole lot harder. And really lengthen out, squeeze your glute, press through the back heel, reach forward through your front arm. I want you to really lengthen yourself out from fingertip to heel. You're gonna feel your glute really fire up, but it's also just such a good stability exercise for your midsection, lower back, drawing the abs in, lengthening out as much as you can. Now, if this is easy for you, you can add an ankle weight. You can also add 1 or 2 pound hand weights. I don't want you to go any heavier than 1 or 2 pounds on the hands, but you could put on some ankle weights upwards to like 5 pounds on the ankle weight to make this harder. But some of this really is just a stability exercise right now to start to activate and wake up the glutes. I love this for glute firing. And we've got about 1 more. Please count your repetitions. You can do more or less if you need to on this exercise. And let's come over to glute bridge. You've got 2 options. If you're newer to glute bridge, you're gonna do this without a circular hip band. Lie back, bring your heels up so that you can touch your fingertips to heels, and then lift both feet and just move them away from you. Bend your elbows so that you're pressing downward, elbows into the ground. And from here, we're coming for a basic glute bridge for 12 repetitions. Pausing and squeezing at the top. And if this is super, super easy for you, please add your circle band around your knees, just above the knees. And that's just gonna make it a bit harder. Pressing your knees outward. If you have a circle band or not, press your knees outward. There's a tendency on this exercise, even if you're really good at it, there's a tendency to let the knees cave inward. And I want to make sure that you're pressing your knees outward. Big squeeze. 12 reps. If you are limited by your equipment at home, on these 2 exercises, you can do a few more repetitions. But for the rest of the exercises in today's workout, I want you to stick to 12 reps. And relax. Short little break. While we transition, your booty should be feeling awesome. If it's not, we need to have a little chat because those are 2 great exercises to get the glutes firing. So short little transition. And while we go into that transition, I want you to set up for this exercise. And again, let's come to a rounding of your back and then an opening. 1 more. Rounding, open, really feel what that feels like on your lower back, and then let's come to neutral. And from here, let's repeat. So this exercise in the physical therapy world is called quadruped. Some people like to call it Superman, and there's different variations of it. But I really love this move. Do you have another mat? You only have 1 mat here. Okay, thank you. It's an incredible exercise if you've ever had back issues or hip issues. This is one of those exercises that there's a good likelihood that your physical therapist has you do this exercise. I actually first learned the value of it when I was apprenticing under a physical therapist. This is an exercise he has all of his athletes do. And it's just so good. Even if you don't struggle with the balance of it, it's just so good. You feel your glutes. How about a towel? Want to try a towel? Okay. Really lengthen out, press your heels back. Oh, it feels so good. Switch your hands and legs. Okay, so Jill is off camera, and she was making a common mistake that I see quite a bit, which is people reach the same leg and the same foot, and that's really hard. So if you're really struggling with your balance, check and make sure that you're extending your left foot and your right hand. It's opposite leg and foot, okay? Opposite leg and foot. So Jill, right hand? Yes, good job. Yes, it is. So Jill just said it's an Egoscue move. I don't know if any of you guys know what Egoscue is, but it's a form of physical therapy. And in the worlds of physical therapy and body alignment, this is one of the best exercises you can do. Okay, grab your circle band. We're going back for a second glute bridge. If you didn't use your circle band on the first set, let's use it on the second, because it's so good to fire up them glutes. Right above your knees. Go ahead and lay back. Fingertips touch your heels. Turn your toes open. Lift and move them away about 2 inches. Bend your elbows so that you can press down into the ground. Press your knees away from each other. Lift and squeeze. Make sure that you're contracting your knees away from each other so that you really get that glute activation. It makes a whole lot of difference. And now listen, you can do this exercise without the circle band for sure. It just adds a little bit of something because you're so very aware of pressing your knees away from each other. Good job. Pressing your knees away from each other. Take your feet a little bit wider and then stretch that band. Good job. Driving into the heels. Really squeeze those glutes. Oh, it's so good. You feel your booty? The best. Your glutey gang. Exactly. And relax. Okay, if you want to do a third superset of those 2 exercises, go for it. Let me show you the next 2 exercises. We're up on our feet, but listen up. Listen up. Before you transition, I want you to flip over, coming into a little quasi squat here. And I want you to just rock back and forth. Let's give those toes some flexion here. This is just a great foot health exercise that every single one of us should be doing, even if it's easy. If it's easy for you, I want you to really drop your knees to the ground, put some pressure into your feet and come up and sit back. Put the pressure onto those toes. It's one of the best foot health moves that you can be doing. And if you don't have toe issues now, start doing this exercise so that you don't ever have toe issues. From here, crouched position, I want you to just slowly come up, lift your knees 10 times. Continue lifting your knees because I don't want you to get dizzy. And let me show you our next superset. You need a moderate to heavy dumbbell. We're gonna be doing a curtsy squat with a tricep overhead press, okay? So feet together, bending in the knees. You're gonna sit nice and low. You're gonna wrap around coming into a curtsy squat. Same thing on the other side. We're gonna alternate sides. Now, listen, I want you to be very careful if you have any knee issues, okay? Very careful. Keep that front leg relaxed. Practice this without a dumbbell to make sure that your knees feel okay. Look how beautiful this light is making this pattern on the back wall behind me. It looks so cool on camera. The light on the back, the sunlight coming in and hitting the back wall, look how cool it looks. I paid a lot of money for this set today, you guys, Jill says. Okay, second exercise, heavier dumbbell, up over, down and up. What do you have, what weights do you have? 3, okay, if you want these, let me know because I can use the heavier ones. Tricep right there. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna go curtsy squat first, feet together, bend your knees. And wrap around, nice little dip and switch sides. So like I said, listen, if you've got any knee issue, I want you to be really careful with that front leg. Keep your front leg very relaxed. And if you feel any funkiness in the front knee or either knee really, if you feel any funkiness, I want you to do this body weight only until your body gets the hang of it. So if you have been to one of my workouts before, we've only done this workout, I think, one other time in the past year and a half, maybe 2 times. And it's because I actually don't love this exercise for everyone. But if it works for you, it's fabulous. So I want you to really listen to your body and make sure that it feels okay on that front leg, because it is a bit complicated on the front knee. This is a move you don't want to be doing all the time. It's great for variety. I do really like it for that front glute. I do like it, but you want to use it judiciously. There's a $10 word for a free Saturday workout. Let's do one more and then go into that tricep. Dumbbell up over your head, shoulders down and back, dumbbell straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. Ooh, such a good tricep exercise. It's also so good for shoulder health. Amazing. Straight up and down, right here. Oh, does that feel great? Tummy in, 12 reps. If this is easy, that's your cue to get a heavier dumbbell. 12 repetitions really should be challenging. And if it's not, I want you to get a heavier dumbbell. If you're limited by your dumbbell, you're going to do more repetition. So if you don't have a heavier weight at home, then you can do more reps. But I don't want you to do more reps just because this exercise is easy. If it's easy, that's an indication that you should have a heavier weight load. This really is a strength training workout. Second set, grab a heavier dumbbell. If that first set was doable, feet together with a little bit of space, knees bent, heavy onto your heels. Even from the get-go here, I want you heavy on your heels. Wrap around. Give them glutes some love. Give yourself a bit more space because that side needs a bigger step. Yeah, there you go. You're not going to be on camera. You're fine. Good. Yep. Jill has these really long legs. We're almost the same height, but her legs are easily 6 inches longer than mine. She's got like supermodel legs. And so with longer legs, you've got to take a bigger step on this exercise. You really got to swing that back leg around here to take a bigger step the longer your legs. If you have shorter legs, proportionately, not just if you're shorter in height, you could be tall and have short legs, right? So your step length, here, come show them. See, we are almost the same height, but look at where our hips are. Her hip is literally about 4 inches higher than mine. She's all legs.
Do you do that?
Okay, you do behind me. Okay, 12 reps. That's hilarious. You can totally see how much farther she has to step. Can you guys see this?
Long leg people, feel you.
Long leg people, follow my exercise model behind me. Okay, let's go into tricep overhead. Thank you, exercise model. I will give you a big tip at the end of your workday. And all the way up, abs drawn in. Try to keep your elbows mostly near each other in space. So you don't want those elbows flaying. Flaying, is that a proper word? Flaring, flaying? You want to keep your elbows really at about the same position in space so that there's not a lot of movement. The movement's happening at your lower arm. I do like for you to learn to come down real low back here because it stretches the triceps right here. You know, there's a lot of conversation in the fitness industry about getting a good stretch in the muscle before you contract, which I do agree with. It's a bit advanced, but it really does work great on this exercise. So if you can get comfortable really letting that dumbbell come down super low so that you get a tricep stretch before you come up, it's extra helpful. Now, just FYI, take a short break. Was that our second set? That was our second set, right? Yeah, that was our second set. I'll show you our next superset in a moment, but just FYI, on any of these shoulder exercises, I have super healthy shoulders. So my range of motion might be a lot more than yours, and that's okay if you're not there yet. Work at it over time. Next superset, you are gonna want a moderate, maybe a heavier dumbbell, feet together. Lower your center of gravity, so you're starting with your knees bent. One arm is up over your head. The arm that's over your head, that same leg is going to step back into reverse lunge and step together. Reverse lunge, step together. So you do 12, and then you'll switch arms. So to repeat, whatever arm is over your head, it's the same leg that lunges, okay? Same arm and leg. 12 repetitions. Second exercise, we're gonna be down on the ground for a modified push-up. Ready? Feet together, knees bent, arm up over your head. Maybe you start with your left arm up over your head, so your left leg steps back, reverse lunge, drive into that front heel. You can, yes. So Jill just asked, could you hold your dumbbell here? Absolutely. You can also, just make sure you guys can see me. You can hold your dumbbell here. You can also hold your dumbbell here if you want, okay? Right in front of the moving leg, right there. In fact, I love this variation. I feel like I could do this all day long. Love it. You know what it means? If you could do it all day long, I need a heavier dumbbell. So listen, this is a glutes workout. I want you really pushing into that front heel. Drive into that front heel, 12 reps, and let's switch sides. Hand in the same position of the first side. Really drive into that front heel. No pressure on the front toe at all. No pressure. Cool? Drive into that front heel. Those front toes should be completely relaxed. You're not gripping with the front toes. You're driving the front heel. 12 reps. If you're limited by your home equipment, if you're limited by your dumbbell, you can do more repetitions. But I'd rather you get a heavier dumbbell. Oh, it's so good. And next exercise, going down to the ground. Unless you have a very skilled push-up practice, I would prefer you stay with me. So you're gonna come down onto the ground. If you have your tank top tied in a little knot, you're gonna wanna untie it so it doesn't feel so good on the belly when you come down. So you're gonna come down, lay on your tummy. Hands are just outside your chest, okay? Just outside your chest, heels to butt, knees separated. You're gonna just lightly push off the ground, then lift off the ground into your push-up. All the way back down. Lift, push all the way up and down. Slight lift and push up, okay? Now, if you have a very healthy push-up practice, I'm fine with it. But push-ups are like pull-ups. About 95% of the world, men included, do not really have a good push-up or a good pull-up. So I would rather you practice it the way that I teach, because if you really get your technique right here, wow, it's so much more effective for your chest and arms. 12 reps. So all you're doing is activating up off the ground before you push off the ground. You lift your shoulders up, just push a little, and then you allow your shoulders to stay in place so that your chest muscles do the pushing. And relax. Short break. We're going to repeat these two exercises. So the biggest mistake I see in push-ups is a lot of unhealthy shoulder positioning, and that is where people get shoulder issues. So push-ups and bench press, which is the reverse of this, are where I see the majority of my shoulder injuries from strength training, and that's why I generally don't teach push-ups in my paid programs. These free Saturday workouts are a little different because we're limited by exercise equipment, but generally I don't teach push-up. Okay, let's go second set. Listen, when you come up off the ground, come up slowly, lift your knees 10 times. I realize you might think this is silly. I promise you it's not. It's so important. I want to see you guys lifting those knees. Let me see those knees. Good job, you guys. Elsa, I see you with your lunges. Carol, good job, you guys. So lifting your knees helps to bring the blood flow back up to your brain so that you don't get dizzy. Really important safety move. You guys ready? Second set. Let's go. Exercise model. Reverse lunges. Are you listening to a podcast? She is. Granny Franny is here. Come over. Okay, you guys, Granny Franny, who's in the community, is Jill's mom.
She's the strongest.
How about that? We got mom and daughters going on here. Say hi to your mama. Hi, mama. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go for that reverse lunge, second set, knees bent. Remember, if you've got your left hand up over your head, you're stepping on your left leg. Driving into that front heel, really focused on that front heel, okay? No pressure on the toes. Squeeze that glute when you get to the front here to make sure that you're really finishing the exercise. Squeeze that glute. Again, you can move faster or slower than me if you want, but I would rather you get a heavier dumbbell and have to really work this move. This is an incredible exercise for so many reasons, and I'd rather you be limited by your weight load instead of anything else, okay? Arm up over the head, knees bent, same on that other side. You're gonna notice, if you're doing it like I am, with the arm up over your head, you're gonna notice that one arm stays in position better than the other. You're gonna notice one arm or leg is strong and one's a little awkward. Totally normal. Human body is asymmetric. We all have one leg, one arm, one side that's just a bit more fluid than the other. Totally normal. Our job is to use strengthening exercises to balance out those asymmetries. One more-ish. Remember, 12, more or less, depending on your weight load. We're going down for our second set of push-ups. Starting down on the ground, you can also do this exercise elevated on a chair or a kitchen counter or a kitchen table if you want. And I really do love it when you come all the way down, hands outside of your chest line, push away from the ground and lift off. Push away and lift off. So what you're gonna notice when you do it this way that I teach is that when you have that little push away here, it puts your shoulders into a beautiful position so that you're pushing from your chest and your core, and you're not putting your shoulders into an unsafe position, okay? Such a good move. Once again, another exercise that I learned from one of the best physical therapists in the world. It's such a great way to train your push-up, but also strengthen the shoulders in a really productive way. Okay, next superset. We've got, hold on, I need to make a variation. Because I don't have a chair. We're gonna figure it out. Next exercise, I want you to grab your circle hip band and we're gonna do a kickback. And then we're gonna do a tricep kickback. So we got two kickbacks here. Grab your circle band, step in, stretch it, step through, bring it to your knees, okay? If you need something to stabilize you, like a chair or a wall, grab it. Start with your feet together, bend the knees, use something for stability if you want, and we're gonna kick back and relax. Give me a big squeeze here, squeeze. I want you to have a true pause right there on the back end. True pause. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your glutes really hard. And 12 reps. Again, using something for stability if you need to, but I definitely want that isometric contraction here. And relax, switch sides. Now, again, if this exercise is easy for you, I really encourage you to try a harder band. Try a harder band because this exercise really should be challenging, especially if you add that isometric contraction here. Now, one other thing is that you really want to keep your midsection locked off. We don't want a lot of change here. The only thing that's moving is your leg. Keep this drawn in, nice and strong. 12 reps. If 12 is easy and doable, I want you to grab a heavier band. One more and relax. You can leave your band where it is. Grab lighter dumbbells, okay? 5 pounds or less on this exercise, even if you're super strong and you're a total badass. I'm gonna get flagged on YouTube for swearing. I want you doing this exercise with just 5 pounds. Feet together, shoulders drawn back. You did! Come over and join us. We have more exercise models joining us. Okay, so bring it back, squeeze, really contract. Make sure that your shoulders are drawn back in space. Really give me, again, that isometric pause right there. Squeeze, 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 isometric pause. 12 reps. Keep a little bit of that curvature in your lower back. You got a little bit of a booty pop here. You do not want your back to be flat, which Jill is doing right now. No! Give me a booty pop. Keep a little bit of neutral, natural curvature in your lower back because that protects the spinal muscles. It's because your legs are so long. One more and relax. Short break. And then we're going to repeat these 2 exercises. You know, so it's interesting. Jill has these really long legs, as we've talked about, but she hasn't quite mastered the positioning of her pelvis. She tends to have a lot of neck and shoulder issues, which we've been talking about for years. But some of that, you're here, neck and shoulder, yeah. I mean, the neck is usually because of the shoulders, so I lump them together. But a lot of times neck and shoulder issues are because you haven't gotten this set up, right? Because this is the foundation of your spine. And if it's in the wrong position, it changes your whole spine. And so a lot of it is really getting the proper arch in your lower back for your body. Kickbacks, second set, knees bent, feet together. Kick back, squeeze that booty. Squeeze that booty. Keep your midsection locked off, okay? Heads up, if you are with me live or watching in playback, at some point, my microphone is going to die on me, and I'm going to have to pop them in and recharge them. I apologize. I'm always having some issue with technology. And so there will be a moment probably on our next superset where there's going to be a little less audio while my AirPods recharge. Big squeeze. One more. Same on the other side. Give me that isometric contraction, and I want you to feel this exercise almost completely in your glutes. Now, if your hamstrings are a little on the weak side, you're also going to feel this in your hamstrings, and that's okay. Over time, we want the hamstrings to be brought up so that they're strong enough that the glutes are actually taking 90% of this motion. So you really want to feel this almost exclusively in your butt cheek, right there, okay? And if you don't right now, that's okay, you'll get it over time. That's the goal over time, is to get the body all in balance so that you're able to activate just the muscle that we're focusing on for certain exercises. One more, and relax. Okay, I'm gonna show you the next 2 exercises, and then I'm gonna recharge my microphone. So we are going to move through them with less ideal audio, but let me demonstrate these 2 moves first. We're gonna be down on the ground. You need moderate weight dumbbells, 5, 8, 10, maybe more. First exercise looks similar to what we've done before. You're starting in a glute bridge position, but we're gonna come up to the top. You're gonna lift one leg up, and we are down and up for 12 reps. It's a single leg glute bridge. 12, and then you'll switch. 12, okay? After that, grab your moderate dumbbells. 5 pounds or up is really where most of us should be. Ultimately, I would love to get you up to 15 or 20 pounds. Shoulders towards your hips, A little bend in your elbows, and you're opening out for a dumbbell fly. This is a great move to do on an exercise bench if you have it. If you don't have an exercise bench, I want you to open up all the way until the back of your arms feel the floor below you, but you don't release tension to the ground. Keep your tension on your arms, even when your arms are just touching the floor. Okay, let's begin. I'm gonna recharge, but I will be visually, you might be able to hear, you're gonna be able to hear me from the computer audio.
Drive into the heel, really squeeze your glute right there. 12 reps. Keeping that leg straight up. One more. Oh, that's so good. And relax. Legs down, reset. Leg up. And 12. And relax. Grab your dumbbells. Dumbbell chest fly. Do both. Shoulders to your hips. Bend in your elbow. Hover over the ground. There's one. Short break if you need it, and I actually hope that you do need it. So even on exercises like this, it really should be challenging enough that you want that little bit of a break. The little bit of break allows your muscles in your body to just really truly recover, and you want to be recovered in between your sets so that you can come back for your second set and work harder. So if these two exercises weren't challenging enough, I want you to push higher on that single leg glute bridge. You can pause at the top on the single leg glute bridge. And then on your dumbbell fly, can you go a little heavier? Can you pause a little longer at the bottom? Or if you can't do either one of those, or you've already maxed that out, then you can do more repetitions. Let's go second set. That feels so good.
Yeah.
That's a good one for you.
So good.
Yeah, that one's really good for you. Really drive into the heel. This is all about that heel. Jill, I think you can move your foot farther away from your booty. Are you listening to, what do you listen to? Podcasts, music?
Not bad, but that's
You are hilarious.
how to deal with a red flag human.
12 reps, same on the other side. Leg up. Driving into that heel on the ground. Feel that booty. Woo. If it's not challenging, remember what I said, I want you to push higher. You can also hold. You can give me more of an isometric contraction there at the top. if this is not challenging for you. Why? Oh, right.
Really in great shape with this yoga. Yeah. TV show, take one.
I will. I don't have my microphone on now, but I will.
Yeah, they need to know.
Yeah. Oh, so good. And second set, dumbbell fly. Remember, if that first set was easy, 8, 10, 12-pound dumbbells. Keep a little bit of bend in the elbow. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Press your shoulder blades down towards your hips. Pause if your dumbbells are not challenging. Here too, you want to keep a little bit of an arch in your lower back. Relax. Okay.
Yay, I got my microphone back. Awesome. Okay, if you're doing 3 sets, go ahead and start that third set. And if not, I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of a cool down and a couple of stretches that are great after these moves. If you're here with me live, I just want to announce that we're not going to be doing our walking lunge mini workshop today. I'll explain why once we are not recording, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And if you're watching this in playback and you want to join us live for one of these free Saturday workouts, me and my gang we got a bunch of women here today. Just come to my website, hollyperkins.com/free workout. You can sign up and join us for a live workout almost every Saturday going forward. Okay, let's go through a couple of stretches here. First, as you know, is a stretch for the quadriceps that I absolutely love. I feel every woman should be doing this every day. Every woman, every day. Feet together, bend your knees, and I want you to bring your heel up back behind you. Come into a tucked position on the hip, drawing that knee back, lengthening out and holding for a really good quadricep stretch. Lengthen out that knee, contract through the glute. You want to make sure that when you look down, your bent knee is behind your standing knee. And relax, and let's do the same on the other side. Tucking the pelvis under. Take a look down, bring your knee back. Make sure that that bent knee is behind the standing knee. Hold. Draw your abs in. Such an important exercise stretch to be doing every single day for knee health, hip health, and it also helps to relieve the pressure on the front side of the body so that the glutes and the hamstrings can fire more and better. And relax. Okay, take your feet separated, kind of wide, and I want you to sit over to one side and then bring that toe up and just sit a little bit more deeply down into that bent leg. We're going to get a little bit of a passive stretch here on the inner thigh, sitting heavy into this bent leg, reaching your hips back. Relax. Same thing on the other side. Toes up, hips back. Nice and long through that inner thigh. Reaching those hips back, using your hands on your knee just for a little bit of support. And relax and come up. Take a big inhale up. Exhale, bring your hands behind your head And once again, I want you to press your hands back like we did at the beginning, letting your chest come forward, bringing your shoulder blades towards each other, drawing those shoulder blades in, pushing the chest forward. Chest is lifted up and out. And relax it down. One more stretch, shoulders down, shoulders down. Bring one arm across the body with that shoulder down, and then bring your arm in and reach that arm out this way. Make sure that you're pressing down with the shoulders. Great shoulder stretch. Relax, same on the other. Push the shoulders down first and then come across. Pulling the arm in with your opposite hand and lengthening your arm out away from your body. Keep the abs drawn in, shoulders pressing down. And relax. Take a big inhale up. Exhale it out. One more, reach way up to the ceiling. Inhale up. Exhale it out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time, maybe at one of our live workouts. Have an awesome day.